Okay, so we often focus, quite rightly, on the person giving birth. But there's this other role, right? A really pivotal, sometimes underestimated role that can, well, profoundly shape the whole labor and delivery experience. Today, we're diving deep into that, the partner's essential contribution. Our deep dive is going to unpack this crucial role, drawing some incredible insights from a Baby Center article, Birthing Partner 101, Advice for Partners and Dads During Labor.
Yeah, and our mission here really is to shed some light on how being truly present and truly informed isn't just about, emotional comfort. It goes way beyond just showing up.
Right.
There's actually research suggesting that an informed partner support can correlate with shorter labor times
Oh,
and reduce medical interventions. That's a pretty profound, tangible impact many don't fully realize. So this deep dive is absolutely for you, whether you're getting ready for this amazing journey or maybe you're just curious about what it actually entails.
So as that journey begins, how do you even know when it's really go time? It's definitely not always that dramatic movie scene we picture, is it?
No, definitely not. That's a vital point. Many women experience what are called Braxton Hicks contractions.
Oh,
You can think of them as a kind of practice run, like a belly tightening feeling that comes and goes,
okay.
but generally without, increasing pain or intensity. The real deal, the true signs of labor, they're quite distinct.
Like what?
Well, for instance, her water might break.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this could be just a subtle trickle or maybe a sudden gush of fluid. And while labor often starts shortly after that, or sometimes needs to be induced to minimize infection risk, here's a crucial detail.
Mm-hmm.
Contractions usually start before the water breaks. That's more common.
Ah, okay.
You might also notice persistent lower back pain, often described as sort of crampy, like a premenstrual feeling.
Right.
And then, of course, there are the contractions themselves. They'll start happening at regular and increasingly shorter intervals.
Yeah.
And they'll steadily become longer and stronger in intensity. And finally, she might pass her mucus plug. Now, while this indicates things are, starting to move along, it doesn't necessarily mean labor is right around the corner. It could still be days away.
So when those contractions start, and it's clearly not the big movie moment, how do you even start timing them accurately?
Yeah, it's simpler than you might think,
Yeah.
but being precise does matter. You time them from the beginning of one contraction
Okay,
to the beginning of the next one.
got it.
And you measure their duration in seconds
Right.
and how often they come, the frequency in minutes.
Right.
Now, while it's helpful to get a sense of progress, I would caution against, obsessively timing them. Focusing too much on the clock can actually make labor feel much longer.
Yeah, I can imagine. So they're timing, you're tracking. When is it actually time to head to the hospital? Is there a clear signal?
There is sort of a general rule of thumb, but it's really important to remember that most early labor is often best spent at home, where it's just more comfortable.
Makes sense.
Hospitals often won't admit someone until their contractions are regular, quite painful,
Right.
coming maybe every 3 to 5 minutes. And importantly, her cervix is starting to dilate.
Okay.
So the guideline to follow is generally this. If contractions are 5 minutes apart or less, they last more than 30 seconds, and they continue in that consistent pattern for about an hour,
For an hour. Okay.
then, yeah, it's usually time to head to the hospital.
So as those first, maybe subtle signs begin and things are still relatively quiet at home, what's the partner's essential strategy during those early hours before things really ramp up?
Your primary role then is just availability
Hmm.
and calm. Focus completely on helping your partner relax.
Oh.
Well, it could mean watching her favorite TV show together,
Hmm.
maybe going for a gentle walk if she feels up to it, taking a shower, or even trying to get a nap in.
Okay.
This is definitely not the time for finishing up last-minute projects around the house or, tackling chores. Your one single focus should be her comfort and keeping things calm.
Now, once you're past those early signs and the journey really kicks off, preparation is key, isn't it? Like the Baby Center article says, sitting in the hospital mid-labor is not the time to start flipping through a pregnancy book.
Exactly. No.
They even mentioned their free online birth class as a great resource for you, the partner.
Absolutely. And a key thing here is really understanding the roadmap of labor. It breaks down into 3 distinct stages. And knowing this roadmap helps you anticipate needs instead of just reacting.
Right. So what are they?
Okay, so the first stage actually has 3 phases itself. First, there's the early phase. This typically lasts, up to 12 hours, often shorter if it's not the first baby. Contractions here get longer and stronger gradually.
Okay, 12 hours. Wow.
Yeah. Then comes the active phase. This often lasts up to maybe 6 hours, and this is when contractions get significantly more intense, We're talking about 40 to 60 seconds long, coming every 3 to 5 minutes apart.
Right. This is when things get serious.
Definitely. By this point, she should ideally be at the hospital or birth center. Breathing exercises, relaxation techniques, they become crucial now. And it's also when pain relief, like an epidural, might be considered.
Okay.
And finally, in that first stage, there's the transition phase. Now, this can be quick, sometimes just a few minutes, or it might last several hours. This is where things get really intense. Contractions are long, like 60 to 90 seconds. They're coming very close together, maybe every 2 or 3 minutes.
So much happens just in that first stage. It really shows why understanding that roadmap is so important. What happens next? What shifts as we move into the next stage?
Precisely. So after that incredibly intense first stage, we move into the second stage of labor. This is the pushing and birth stage.
Okay, the main event, kind of.
You could say that. And it can last anywhere from minutes to, well, hours. On average, maybe about an hour for a first-time mom. But it can be longer if an epidural is used.
Right.
And this stage, of course, ends with that absolutely breathtaking moment, the baby's birth.
After that incredible rush, that exhaustion, many might think, okay, journey over. But is there another critical phase partners need to be ready for?
Yeah, not quite done yet. There's a crucial final stage, the third stage of labor. This starts right after your baby is born, and it ends with the delivery of the placenta. That usually happens about 5 to 10 minutes later.
Okay.
And during this stage, your partner might experience postpartum chills or feel really shaky. It's quite common.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So as the partner, you should be ready to offer a warm blanket, maybe hold the newborn while she kind of regains her strength. This is another moment where just being informed and present makes a real difference.
We hear a lot about birth plans, and it's natural to have expectations, right? But reality, well, it can diverge. How important is flexibility for you?
No, flexibility with the birth plan is absolutely essential, crucial. It's really important to discuss expectations and options way before the due date.
Like what kind of things?
Well, things like whether she thinks she might want an epidural if you plan to save or maybe donate cord blood, or even if she's interested in something like placenta encapsulation.
Right, where they process it.
Exactly, often into pills for perceived postpartum benefits. You need to talk about all that beforehand.
Yeah.
Your job as the partner is to take initiative with her wishes in mind, definitely, but also be totally prepared to change course.
Okay.
You need to be able to discern what's working in the moment and just drop what isn't, always doing what's best for her, the person in labor, which raises a vital question. How do you actually prepare for the unexpected when those plans do need to shift?
Let's get really practical for a second. Some of that often overlooked advice. You're supporting her, but what about your own hospital bag? It's not just for the birthing parent.
Yes. That's an excellent point, and it gets missed surprisingly often. While the pregnant mom is packing hers, you absolutely should pack one for yourself, too.
What are the essentials?
Okay, definitely a change or two of clothes, comfortable shoes are key, and maybe an extra pair of clean socks. Your toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, any medicines you personally need. Don't forget your phone and charger. You'll want that for updates.
Right.
And maybe capturing those first moments. And, crucially, snacks. Sustaining snacks.
Right.
But please, choose ones with no strong odors. That can really upset your partner.
Good tip.
Oh, and if you think you might join your partner in the tub or shower during labor, maybe throw in a bathing suit, too.
Okay, so beyond the snacks and clean socks, maybe one of the most crucial roles you play is being an advocate. In a situation that can be pretty overwhelming for the person giving birth, why is this so vital for you to step into?
It's vital because, well, a woman in labor isn't always in the best state to make tough decisions or make assertive requests for herself. She's kind of busy.
Right, understandably.
Exactly. So your role is to be ready to step in. This could mean helping her think through options about medical decisions, maybe asking for her healthcare provider to be woken up if needed, or for an anesthesiologist to be paged.
Okay.
It could even be requesting a mirror so she can see what's happening during pushing, if she wants that. The medical staff are there to help, of course, but you have a really significant role in communicating her wishes and helping her get comfortable. Like, for example, if she plans to breastfeed, you can help make sure she gets a chance to do that soon after birth, and maybe that someone is there to assist if she needs help getting started.
Here's a big one, I think, that could save a lot of stress. Navigating her intensity and remembering not to take anything personally. Why is that distinction so important?
It truly is. A woman in labor, she might be intensely focused, almost in her own world, or she might even seem outwardly irritable towards you. Well, for instance, she might love a massage early in labor, right? But then during that transition phase, find being touched absolutely intolerable.
Hmm.
And she might let you know in no uncertain terms.
Yeah.
The same goes for music. That carefully curated labor playlist might be great early on, but later she might just want absolute silence.
Mm-hmm.
It's really important to understand this isn't a rejection of you.
Right.
It's just how she's coping with the immense intensity of the whole experience.
Yeah.
Her behavior isn't a personal slight against you at all.
It seems easy to imagine getting caught up in that intensity when your partner is sort of in her own zone or maybe unable to voice her needs clearly. How critical is it for you to step up and be the main communicator with the medical team?
That's exactly right. It's
Uh,
one of your most vital roles. Medical professionals, they're there to help, and they're absolutely used to questions. So don't be shy about seeking information, whether it's about procedures or progress or just how to make your partner more comfortable, especially if she's not really up to asking herself. Any silence from the staff usually isn't intentional. They're busy too. So don't be afraid to speak up and get the answers you both need.
And what about keeping her focused and relaxed? The article mentions, well, it's her job to push. It's kind of yours to push the encouragement. What does that look like practically?
Yeah, you can suggest different coping techniques, maybe things you both learned in a childbirth class, like changing positions,
Mm-hmm.
or you can encourage her to find something specific to focus on during contractions, like maybe a breathing pattern you practiced, or just focusing on your face, or even a foot rub if that helps. And you can gently bring her back to that focus if she starts to lose it.
Okay.
And if she's able to, encouraging movement, even just a short walk across the room or moving to a chair, that can also be really helpful in managing the contractions.
Lastly, it's also important, isn't it, to acknowledge your own personal boundaries and comfort levels in what is, let's face it, a pretty intense situation.
Absolutely. There's a lot that goes on in a birthing room, and it's important to be aware of what you are comfortable with.
For example.
Well, for instance, if you're not comfortable cutting the umbilical cord, even if that was in the original birth plan, it is totally okay to say so.
Right.
Similarly, if the sight of blood or just the sheer intensity of childbirth itself makes you feel a bit queasy, even if you didn't expect it, to know that it's perfectly fine to look away for a moment. Don't feel ashamed or embarrassed about that.
Okay.
The most important thing is just to stay focused on your partner, look her in the eyes, and support her through the moment. Your simple, steady presence that matters immensely.
And ultimately, it really comes down to that, doesn't it? Just your presence, projecting calm reassurance, maybe managing both your fears and hers by asking those questions and knowing when not to worry. It's an incredibly impactful job. And hopefully you feel like you're stepping into it with so much more knowledge now. We've really illuminated the depth of the birthing partner's role in this deep dive, haven't we? From recognizing those first, sometimes subtle signs of labor, navigating the different stages with a clearer roadmap, understanding that need for flexibility when plans shift, to the real practicalities like packing your own hospital bag and becoming her unwavering advocate. This role is truly multifaceted, isn't it? Moving from practical prep to profound emotional and physical support, you now have so much more insight and value to bring to this incredible experience.
Absolutely. The journey of childbirth is truly a unique partnership. It's like a shared marathon where your informed presence and your unwavering support can make all the difference, not just in the immediate experience, but in the profound foundation you build together as a family starting right then. So maybe something for you to think about. What impact will your preparation have on this incredible new chapter you're about to write?